Hi everyone, it's me, and today let's watch the game Theorists. Hiya, Minecraft!
Here we see the Eye of Horus. The ancient Egyptians used it as a symbol of protection and good health. Ooh. Ah. And here we have ourselves the Ankh, representing life. Write that down.
Yes.
And this one, well, we just haven't figured this one out yet.
Dr. MatPat, what's that hissing sound?
Dr. MatPat.
Probably just the sound my torch makes when it's...
His story is happening.
Hello, Internet! Welcome to Game Theory, the
Hello.
show that continues to chisel away at the hidden lore of Minecraft. And in that little archaeological dig, we've covered the secrets hidden in a lot of Minecraft's environments, from the game's underwater biomes, to the woodland mansions and caves, to what lies beyond the portals to the Nether and the End. But one that I've largely left ignored up till now has been the desert biome, which I can now say, having researched this theory, was a huge mistake on my part. While the desert might be lacking in life, it is teeming with lore, filled with subtle game design decisions that give us details about the long-forgotten ancient world of this game, and connecting in with a lot of the theories that we've had since the earliest days of the channel. In short, the desert is where everything in the lost history of Minecraft's world began, which is why it is a shame that I am only starting to cover it now. So I hope you're thirsty.
Yeah, yes. Lore starts here. Just 12 episodes apart. Sorry.
Thirsty theorists, thirsty for a nice, tall, cool glass of knowledge, that is. Because today is all about cats, creepers, and desert temples, oh my. But first, just a quick note here to say that brand new Theoryware is available right now, right below this video. For this new science collection, we actually pulled out all the stops to offer new items that we've never made available before. You've of course got all the apparel you'd expect, like this super cool geometric t-shirt and this awesome lightweight tech hoodie, which, it's worth noting, was designed alongside your feedback from our live streams, chock full of all the premium details that you've come to expect with our merch, including dipped drawstrings, thumb holes, and double-lined hood. But then there's some cool new items that we've never made before, like Game Theory shoes. No joke, here they are, and they are unlike any shoe you've ever seen. I mean, what other shoe on planet Earth is gonna let you wear neon green like this on your feet? There's also our new Game Boy-inspired card holder if you're not the wallet type.
The Game Theory card holder, able to hold everything from your frequent user of Chuck E. Cheese card to your now defunct Disney annual pass.
Is that
to embarrassing photos of your girlfriend from when she was in high school.
Wait a minute, what?
This pack of
What?
3 mini theory notebooks that are perfect for jotting down notes in your purse or back pocket, even a cuddly new best friend for you to enjoy that we've spent, no joke, literally the past like 3 years trying to make happen just because you guys wanted him so badly on GT Live. Meet the ultimate Pikachu. Ollie is very excited that he's joined the crew. But perhaps the coolest thing we've done, and the last thing I'll mention right now, our first ever Game Theory watch, complete with an engraved backing, a little light up trophy on the face, and essential functions like a stopwatch and water resistance.
What time is it? It's theory time. Look, it's our logo. It's our logo right there.
All of that is available only for the next 2 weeks, so grab them before time runs out.
Oh my god, that is very cringy. What time is it? It's theory time. Oh my god, that's super cringy. Oh gosh.
They're all available right below this video if you want to check them out. And now, back to our theory. Now, to begin with a quick refresher, my little Minecraft lore series, which I've been building on for the better part of 2 years, began with the premise that the world of Minecraft was once home to an ancient civilization of builders who left behind
master builders.
behind the structures that we see today. Over time, and many episodes of game theory, we've been able to show that this ancient race was obsessed with preserving life, leading to experiments with soul sand that resulted in the creation of the Wither, alongside other mobs that might also be made from souls. And while I think I've made a pretty solid case for all that so far, today we're going to examine a piece of evidence in the game that is by far the strongest argument for this being the true history of the Minecraft universe, one absolutely intended by the game developers, and not just me, you know, doing that thing that I always do where I insert lore where lore was never meant to go. So what exactly am I talking about? Well, if we examine the blocks of the temples that spawn randomly into the desert biome, we see a symbol that looks like a real-world hieroglyph, which in ancient Egypt was
Symbol of life.
the symbol of life, the Ankh. And this should immediately strike you as odd. The world of Minecraft is entirely fictional, and largely a blank slate where we can layer in whatever adventures we want to have in this world. And yet, for some reason, this is our one instance of a real-world symbol being used in the Minecraft universe. I mean, when the game's developers were designing these structures, they didn't have to use any symbol. It's not like jungle temples or underwater temples have any sort of real-world symbology in them. So that's already an odd little outlier about these temples, but beyond that, if they really felt the need to use hieroglyphics, there are dozens of iconic ones that they could have chosen, like the Eye of Horus, which, if you ask me, is much more iconic. Get it? Iconic? I hate myself so much, but
Gosh. Iconic. Get it? Iconic. Moving on. Oh, that's super cringy.
instead they decided to go with the Ankh, a symbol of life. Interesting. What's more, the Ankh didn't just symbolize life. It was a symbol of the idea of the continuity of life. The ancient Egyptians were famous for mummifying their dead and then building elaborate, beautiful, and massive tombs for them. All of this was based on the idea that what we now think of as death wasn't the end of life, but rather just one step on their journey into the afterlife. Hence the need to preserve the physical body even after all signs of life leave it. That is roughly what the Ankh stood for. Eternal life. Life after death. Which, if you ask me, ties in pretty neatly with the theory that I've been crafting about these Minecraft builders. An ancient civilization obsessed with life and finding a way to conquer death? Check. Building a bunch of ancient structures that have endured to the present day, leaving archaeologists like us trying to piece together how these ancient civilizations operated? Check again. And this is just scratching the surface. The more that we dig into the desert biome, the more we start to get a clearer picture of what kinds of projects those ancient builders were working on. Oh yeah, we're talking about those guys. One of gaming's most iconic enemies, the Creeper.
Wow! The creepers! Kaboom!
One of the first things that every player learns about the desert pyramids is, well, you gotta be careful, because the people who built them left behind some traps. Traps in the form of TNT. In fact, desert pyramids are one of the very few places in the game that you can actually find TNT. You can find TNT near the ocean by looting buried treasure and shipwrecks, but the only places that you're gonna be finding TNT in the world itself are in the desert pyramids or in certain woodland mansion rooms. Put a pin in that woodland mansion stuff, we're gonna come back to that in a few minutes. Now, the desert temple TNT is notable because TNT has a very specific connection to the Creeper. Obviously, TNT and the Creeper are both very explodey. They both make a similar hissing sound. You may also notice that crafting TNT requires gunpowder, and one of the few reliable sources of gunpowder is killing creepers. What you might not know about the Creeper is that they are literally made of TNT.
They're literally made of TNT.
No
yes.
joke, in the official Minecraft book, the Mobestiary,
The mystery.
you get to see a cross-section of a creeper that has a TNT block shoved right into the center of its body. Now, in case you didn't realize this, Mother Nature doesn't tend to put neat little labels on your internal organs. Otherwise, all those dissections in a high school science class would be way easier. No, this outright tells us that the creeper was an artificial creation by
Man-made with artificially created.
some sort of people that would label a block of explosives as TNT. Like, for example, the same civilization that built the desert pyramids and rigged them with TNT traps. And yeah, I get that the TNT label is kind of a joke, but also it's kind of not a joke, because in that same Mobestiary entry, which is written from the perspective of an in-world adventurer, they point out that, quote, the ancient desert temples clearly portray the Creeper's image. Now, it might seem weird at first to suggest that the creepers were made by a civilization located in a desert, or even made in a desert at all. After all, creepers are green, and the desert biome is significantly less green than other places in the game world. But remember, this mob was made by an ancient civilization.
Years, decades, centuries, millennia before.
The desert they lived in might not be completely identical to the desert that we see today.
Right now, things change after a few thousand years.
In fact, just like with the Ankh, this is another place where I think turning to real-world Egypt can actually give us some insight. While most people's mental picture of Egypt just includes things like the pyramids and sand, lots and lots of sand, Egypt is also home to the Nile River, which is surrounded by lush plant life. Now, way back in 2014, I actually did a Minecraft episode all about the Creeper. Not a lore episode, but a science episode trying to pick apart what the Creeper could possibly be. Back then, I theorized that the Creeper's green color was peat moss, decayed vegetation often found near bodies of water like bogs, rivers, and marshes. And wouldn't you know it, but peat is, in fact, found near rivers like the Nile River in real-world Egypt. So yeah, turns out that real-world Egypt is home to the sort of stuff that creepers could potentially be made out of. But of course, we don't care about real-world deserts, we care about Minecraft deserts. Could a lush green bomb monster come out of there? We unfortunately don't see the same kind of lush floral wildlife in the game that we see in real-world Egypt after all. But could Minecraft's deserts have once flowed with a river similar to the Nile? Is there even a way that we could possibly tell this fact in a video game? Yes and yes. In fact, we can know it in the game in much the same way that real-world researchers have to solve the same problem in real life, using geologic formation. Answering the question of what ancient worlds looked like is something that real-world researchers have to tackle all the time. Since Mars has been in the news lately, let's use that as our example. Many scientists currently believe that Mars was once home to liquid water. But why would they think that, considering the planet is currently drier than Donkey's sense of humor? Well, because of geologic formations. The surface of Mars has canyons, the same kind of canyons that would be carved by a flowing river, and have been carved by a flowing river here on Earth. By the same token, we can look at the desert hills in Minecraft and conclude the high likelihood that they also would have been made by ancient waterways slowly carving away at the land bit by bit, year after year. How do I know that I'm not completely overthinking this? Remember, these aren't just sand dunes. If you start digging down, you hit sandstone, a rock that is formed mostly in rivers, lakes, the ocean floor, and beaches, all places that either currently have or once had water. So yeah, given what we know about real-world Egypt, the geologic formations of the biome, the fact that creepers are depicted in the temples, the connections to TNT, and heck, just the fact that creepers spawn in deserts, we get a good sense that creepers, the ancient builders, and the desert biomes may just all be connected. But if you look at the loot that appears in desert pyramids, another interesting picture starts to emerge. For one thing, you can loot ancient chests and find bones and rotten flesh. Not all that different from real-world archaeologists uncovering ancient Egyptian pyramids and finding preserved human remains. Oh god, when we loot boxes in Minecraft and get rotten flesh, it's actually the flesh of ancient humans? We're desecrating 8-bit corpses? Oh, that puts it in an entirely new perspective. But what's
Yep, that is very disturbing. So, I apologize. I'm very sorry.
really interesting about this, outside of the fact that now we've realized that we're just all poking dead bodies, is the next most common item that we'll find in these chests: string. Now, string might seem like the odd one out here. Maybe it's just a coincidence that it appears with the exact same frequency as sand and gunpowder, but I think there's something else going on here. Consider this. In the Minecraft world, string is connected to cats. After all, tamed cats have a chance of giving string to the player, and cats drop string when they die. The premise is that cats love playing with string, but why would the ancient builder civilization that made the desert pyramids have any sort of connection with cats? Well, once again, we can turn to real-world Egypt. The ancient Egyptians considered cats to be sacred. A number of Egyptian deities had cat heads. Ancient religious texts from the time detailed the protective function of cats, as they were considered responsible for killing venomous snakes, and were considered in the first dynasty of Egypt to play an important role in keeping the pharaoh safe. Even on his journey into the afterlife, skeletal remains show that many pharaohs were buried with cats to keep them safe. The fact that that Egyptians held cats as sacred was something that enemies would sometimes take advantage of in battle. In the 6th century BC, during the Battle of Pelusium, Persian soldiers used cats as shields, expecting that Egyptians would be hesitant to attack if they thought they would risk hurting cats.
Wow. Wow, they actually use it as an offense. Wait, as a defense. Wow, humans.
Even wilder than the fact that they tried this as a combat maneuver is the fact that it actually worked. So how does this relate to the Minecraft world? Well, wouldn't you know it, but there's a particular Minecraft mob that's repelled by the appearance of cats, the Kuiper. It's a weird detail, right? Why this creature of all mobs would avoid something as random as cats? Well, it suggests either 1, that it's scared of cats, or 2, that
It was programmed. It was programmed to be afraid to avoid this sacred creature. It's like, wow, my goodness.
it is the creation of a civilization that somehow found cats important. Creepers avoid cats because they don't want to hurt them, just like the ancient Egyptians avoided cats in wartime for fear of hurting the sacred creatures. I mean, seriously, it seems highly possible that the ancient builders made creepers with their own cat-worshipping sensibilities in mind. But those ancient desert builders aren't the only ones in the Minecraft world to worship cats. If you've ever found a woodland mansion, you might have stumbled across a room with a giant cat statue. It is unexpected, to say the least. Why would they do that? Well, you might say that the cat statue is a tribute to the Minecraft lead designer's pet cat Newton, and you'd be right, but there are lots of places that you could put this Easter egg.
But this law, maybe it's because
Why place it here in the woodland mansion specifically?
it's secret in the games.
Well, remember earlier this episode when I mentioned that TNT only appears in 2 places in the Minecraft world? One was the Desert Pyramid, obviously, but the other is the Woodland Mansion, where you also find chests that are booby-trapped with TNT. Something tells me that the Illagers might be copying someone's homework. And not just with cats and TNT either, but with the whole concept of life itself. I've spent
Oh my god, it's like, so don't mind me, but I copy paste, so copy, paste, it's mine, yeah.
spent multiple episodes trying to prove to you how the Illagers are experimenting with the power of eternal life, most notably through their usage of the totems of the Undying. But these Egyptian connections just take it all one step further. Cats, TNT, Ankhs, a quest for eternal life, from ancient Egypt to Minecraft desert temples to woodland mansions, it all connects. And now we start to see how these pieces may start to fall together. Could it be that creepers were some of the earliest creations of the ancient builders, living in their desert temples? Perhaps it was their experiments with life and creating life that led to the creation of a walking, sentient pillar of TNT. And as a society that valued cats, just like their counterparts in real-world Egypt, and as evidenced by the strings stored throughout their loot boxes, they endowed their creations with a similar respect for felines. And from there, could it be that Illagers are long-lost descendants of that culture with their cat statues and their TNT booby traps? Or are they just imitating this ancient culture, cargo culting it without really knowing the logic or reason
Cargo culting. Cargo cult.
behind it?
Cult.
Who knows? The answer to that question may be coming. I hear that this summer we're going to be able to do our own archaeological excavations in Minecraft. I mean, I can dig it, as in archaeology pun. Get it? Again, I hate myself. I am so sorry. Anyway, until that moment, that, my friends, is the uncanny connection between creepers, cats, and desert temples. The strange coincidences just keep building, don't they? And you can bet I'll be here to cover it all. But until the next one, remember, it's all just a theory. A game theory. Thanks for watching. You know, one thing they don't warn you about being a YouTuber is the sheer amount of time you spend staring at screens. For this theory alone, I had Minecraft on one monitor and Ancient Aliens on the other, with my vision split down the middle like the Me Gusta meme. That's right, 2010 meme reference for the win. I am so old. Anyway, long story short, my eyes are tired, and to combat that searing feeling in my retinas, I've been taking a lot more walks to unplug. But it's not like I'm stopping my YouTube viewing while I'm out amongst the majesty of nature. I am listening to all my favorite channels, like Donkey, who I mentioned earlier today. And that means I'm taking my Raycon wireless earbuds with me, our sponsor for today's episode. Raycon earbuds are comfortable and lightweight enough to really let me feel unplugged. Plus, they're fitted secure enough that I never have to worry about them falling out, no matter how many West Side Story style high kicks and pirouettes I'm doing down my driveway. And yes, that is what I do down my driveway. Hashtag no shame, hashtag dance like no one's watching, which again was a viral video trend back in like multiple decades ago. Raycon gives you all the quality and features you want from a premium wireless earbud for half the price. Raycon's earbuds give you 6 hours of playtime, seamless Bluetooth pairing, more bass, and a compact design for a comfortable noise isolating fit. In fact, they are so sure that Raycons are the earbuds for you that they have a 45-day free return policy so you can try them for yourself. So head down your driveway and start sashaying with me using earbuds that are with you every step of the way. Raycon. Click the link down in the description below or go to buyraycon.com/MattPat, MATPAT, and get 15% off your Raycon purchase, making that already stellar price that much better. That is buyraycon.com/MattPat, MATPAT. Grab them now before this deal pulls a Minecraft and becomes ancient history. And I'll see you all next week.
Wow, I really like that he pulled the reference back to Minecraft. Thank you so much. If you do like this video, please remember to like, share and subscribe to my channel and comment down below if you have anything to share with us. Thank you so much. I hope that you enjoyed this video as much as I do. But hey, that's just a theory. A game theory. Thanks for watching. Thank you. Thank you so much for watching this video. This video came out from my YouTube channel, The Game Theorists, back in the year 2021. Wait, this year. Anyways, if you do like this video, please remember to watch more of their videos, because for me, I think that their videos are very entertaining, very enjoyable to watch. And also, I'm a huge fan of their work, just a huge fan, you know. And thank you so much for watching my video, and I hope to see you in my next video. Take care, bye bye, and subscribe. Thank you, subscribe. And I'll see you in my next video.